What's quack-a-lackin', my little ducklings? I need your help today for an experiment. I am trying to settle once and for all what is the best volume setting to use in CapCut, because this has been a struggle for me, and I'm sure that there are other people out there that are wondering what the best volume setting to use will be, and this video is going to settle that once and for all. All I need to do is keep talking and adjust the volume settings in editing as I go along. So in one of the corners, probably let's go with the bottom right corner. Let's put it in the bottom right corner. On one of those corners, the bottom right corner, I will always list what the current volume level is inside CapCut, because I've had a little bit of a struggle. My first 10 weeks over on Quackers World, I was using OpenShot to edit my videos with, and the controls on OpenShot for the volume were very primitive, and the displays for reading your volume levels were even more primitive. So I really didn't do anything with the volume settings for the first 10 weeks when I was using OpenShot. And it definitely shows the volume levels were spiking really high into the red because I made no adjustment to lower them down. And that's a problem, because people will forgive you for bad video, but no one's going to forgive you for bad audio. Thankfully, it wasn't static or wind noise or anything like that. It's something where all they have to do is turn the volume down and the problem is solved. But even that's too much. So on week 11, when I started using CapCut, CapCut shows visually where you're spiking into the red so that you can adjust those levels down. Right. And so I did that immediately starting week 11, but I just didn't adjust them down enough. Initially, I took them to negative 6.1 decibels, which was just barely taking it out of the red, but it was still too loud. So over the next few videos, because I'm on week 17 today, I just finished filming week 17. So I've got 16 weeks of videos uploaded. And between weeks 11 and 16, I dialed it down from negative 6.1 decibels to negative 7.2 to negative 8.2, negative 8.4. And I think the last video I did, I put that at negative 8.8 decibels. So that's where the starting point for this video is going to be. Because the problem is that at negative 8.8 decibels, the majority of the volume sounds really good. The majority of the audio is really good. It's crisp, it's clear, it sounds good. But anytime I say something that has, wow, this is loud. Noise canceling ain't gonna help with a muffler like that rolling through. Wow. Wow. Welcome to Del Rapids, South Dakota. So anyway, anytime I say something that requires a P or a K sound, it just pops. Those syllables still pop too much, right? So what I need to do is figure out what is the optimum volume setting to use in CapCut so that it is still loud enough for people to hear, but low enough that it cleans up those pops. So I'll probably periodically just say something like the Queen needs a piece of cake, because piece of cake would definitely have those sounds in it. And I suspect that if the P's and the Q's pop, the Q's probably aren't as noticeable, but they're probably not spot on either. They'll clean it before the P's and K's do, that's for sure. So as I go along and babble and ramble, I might just periodically just keep saying that the Queen needs a piece of cake. And I apologize to the people of Del Rapids. You got this weird nerdy guy walking around talking to a phone on a stick, and he keeps talking about the Queen needs a piece of cake. What's wrong with this guy? So anyway, you want the volume to be loud so people can hear it, right? But it has to come down a little bit to clean out those pops. But you got to be careful to not take it down so low that people struggle to hear you. Because the whole reasoning and rationale behind doing this is that the step beyond determining this volume setting is that I have to get much better at what they call, I just realized I walked by the movie theater and the girl was selling tickets inside and she was looking at me smiling because I'm recording myself. That's why I had that. And then I just continued on like it didn't exist without letting you know what that was all about. But but behind this, I want to get much better at audio ducking. No pun intended. Ducking is the literal term. And I need to cross the street because there's a laundromat here. And there's very loud exhaust blowing out the roof. And I feel like the microphone will counteract it, but there, now it's obscured. I don't want it to interfere with my sound experiment. So anyway, what audio ducking is when you are using background audio in your video, if you're just showing scenes or B-roll and nothing where you're talking, it's okay to have that music up at a level where it's enjoyable. But then when you transition into a section where you want to be talking, then you need to duck that audio down beneath you so that the volume of the music is obviously lower than the volume of you talking. That way people are not struggling to hear you over the music. So, and that's something I feel like I'm 50-50 iffy okay with. But I definitely want to improve on it. But before I can move into improving on that, I have to first establish just my baseline volume for what I want the audio, the voice audio to be. So the Queen needs a piece of cake, just so you know. The Queen needs a piece of cake. She wants a piece of cake really bad. So that's the whole point in this video, is for me to just keep talking and rambling and explaining why I'm making this video. And then as I edit the video, I will periodically just step down the audio little by little. I will display the current audio level in the bottom right corner so that you don't have to repeat this experiment for yourself. And you may want to, because your voice is different from mine. Your camera is going to be different. Your microphone may be different. So yours might be slightly different than mine. So you might want to conduct this experiment for yourself, but if you just want to have a good starting point, watch through this, see what the decibel level is for what you think is the cleanest sounding audio. Speaking of which, the Queen needs a piece of cake. She does. She needs a piece of cake badly. Another loud muffler. Was that even the same guy? I don't think so. Just Del Rapids has a lot of loud mufflers. Queen needs a piece of cake. He's off to get one for her. So yeah, you can look and see what decibel level you think sounds best and use that as a starting point for yourself. And for me personally, I just want to find out how far down do I have to drop it for it to sound clean when I say that the Queen needs a piece of cake. And what's the threshold below that? How much further down do you go before it's a struggle to hear the audio? So that's where we're at. I've walked around Del Rapids. I've babbled for a few minutes. And that's the thing, I just need to keep talking. And I wanted to do this while I was walking and talking instead of sitting at home, because obviously all of the vlogs that I film over on Quackers World are going to be walk and talk videos, not sitting still in my apartment. And so when you're walking around and talking, your heart rate is different, your breathing is different. So probably your volume of your voice might be a little bit different. I tend to talk more quietly when I'm inside because I live in an apartment building and I don't want my neighbors hearing me. So I want them to hear me in there talking to myself. But I have no problems going out in the downtown area and walk around talking to myself on camera. Wow, the world is a strange place. It is, and the Queen needs a piece of cake. She does. The Queen needs a piece of cake. Look at these buildings behind me. Look at this. Look at this. Isn't this beautiful? This is amazing. Del Rapids is a beautiful place. It really is. I'm glad I came here today. I don't feel that video is going to be as good as the downtown Pipestone video that I did last week. That was my single best video so far, both in terms of the production and the response. The number of views was like 6 times my average. Number of comments was well above average. Number of likes was well above average. And I had this plan of coming here today to Del Rapids and kind of replicating that and maybe going over the top with it. And I may have, you never know till you get into editing. It might turn out to be good, but I feel like it's weak compared to Pipestone. And that's a shame because this town is really incredible. It is a beautiful, beautiful town, but I just felt like a little bit disjointed in my storytelling, and it's a lot of random cuts of buildings is what it's going to have to be. And I'm not happy with it, but at the same time, I have a Del Rapids video in the books, and I've got 17-week streak behind me, so I feel good about that. And now I have this extra video that's going to help me sort out what the most optimum volume setting to use in CapCut is, because I've been stepping this down little by little with each video, right? And in doing that, I will eventually get it to where I need it to be at. But if I do it that way, then I might have another 4 or 5 videos from now where the audio could have been better than what it is. So I figure, why not just make this video now, step it all down, identify the correct level, and just go straight from the gate with that. So yeah, that's what we've done. I feel like I've got enough now to accomplish that. And who knows, this is getting towards the end. By this point, I might have stepped it down so far you can't even hear what I'm saying. You just see the old duck's lips moving. If you know how to read lips, it won't be a problem. But if you knew how to read lips, I wouldn't be needing to conduct this experiment. So there we go. I've about arrived back at where the old duckmobile is parked at. So I'm going to climb in the egg and roll my way back on down home to Sioux Falls and see what I've got for my Del Rapids video. And yeah, hopefully this does it, because I really do want to optimize my audio for the voice. So as I said, I can move into getting really good at my audio ducking. And then once I'm better at the audio ducking, then we'll get more into visual elements. So anyway, thank you for assisting me with this little experiment. I appreciate you taking the time to watch. If this has helped you in any way, or if you have just enjoyed listening to me babble for some crazy reason, please do me a huge favor and tap the subscribe button down below. It doesn't cost you anything at all, and it honestly does a great deal to help me. So thank you for watching and listening to me babble. I really appreciate that. I love you guys. Quackers out.